Hello, bonjour! Welcome to the apartment build. Unfortunately, we don't have San Myshuno in this game yet, so we are building just our own apartment block. It contains 3 apartments and 1 communal kitchen slash living space. The ground level is the kitchen and living space. The lower underground level is 1 apartment, and then there are 2 apartments above the ground level. The top level was the main focus of the build because it was for a sim that I use in gameplay. The other 2 apartments were just made generically for sims, and then I added sims to it later on. So one of the apartments, the lower underground apartment, that's built for a female sim. The top apartment was built for the male sim in the gameplay, and the apartment on the first floor was built for any sim really, but I had a male sim in mind while I was building it. Here I'm making some space for the underground apartment to have windows so that natural light can get in. It doesn't look amazing from the inside, you'll see that soon, but it does allow light in to an otherwise dark room that would only have artificial lights. I just put bushes around that to hide the big gap and put some windows in to allow all the light in. This was a build that I've never really done before. I've never made an apartment or an apartment block. It was quite fun to experiment with. Originally I was putting these double doors in, but because it was just the kitchen area, I thought I might as well just have a single door. I was thinking it's kind of like student living or people focused on their careers, business people who don't really bother with how things look and the social side of it, just for practical reasons and not much else. So here's the kitchen. I tried to keep everything as low cost as possible because obviously they buy this as a household, so the more it costs, the more money the sims need to have, and they are just single sims starting out in adulthood, so I just used the cheapest counters, the cheapest refrigerator, and I'm not even sure if that's the cheapest cooker. I did put some accessories in, some clutter, but I didn't keep it all in, and the island counter with the stools, that does go. This is just a little bathroom for guests to use, and if they're using the kitchen living space, it's down there already for them. Here I decided that the original shape of the building was too big for what it needed to be. I did want it to be quite compact so that it's not a big luxury apartment block or anything like that. It is so super basic, and I just wanted to make the best and the most of a small space that was livable, but it wasn't super glamorous or anything. I decided to go for a dining chair instead of the countertops. I'm not sure, there was no really any specific reason for that. I just preferred it. I thought it seated more people. It was probably a little bit cheaper. I tried to put a desk in here, but then I decided not to. I took to take that away eventually because it really isn't necessary. They all have their own things in their rooms, their rooms, so I ended up just taking the desk away, and I'm making the room smaller again. Here I'm just downsizing all the lights so that they're not as noticeable. They're not the cheapest lights I could get, but they were the cheapest ones that didn't hang from the ceiling or they weren't wall mounted or anything. I didn't want them to be visible because the downlighters seem a bit more basic than something on the wall or hanging from the ceiling. I did use that little side table, the box with the vegetables painted on it. I've never found a use for that yet, and I thought it was appropriate for this build, considering the money saving and low cost aspect of it. I figured they would just get a box and recycle it, set their TV on it. Here I'm just putting in windows for the close or the hallway for the stairs. I decided against putting windows along the side and just have that big solid wall with the windows on either end of the stairwell instead. Getting the doors and the windows and all that jazz for the apartments now. And use parenthood windows, base game windows, the ones that I've used for the stairwell. I feel like they're really modern and I really like them, but for this build I didn't want something quite so modern. So here I was just splitting the room up. This is the main room, like I said, of the build. This was for a specific sim. This sim is my big family, and he was in his teenage years very enthusiastic about moving out. So he's very materialistic. He wants to, his aspiration, something to do with money, I think. So basically I just set him up with everything he needs to make money. So he's got his crafting table to make things and sell. He's got his computer and he writes books and sells them. Then we put an easel in and a guitar so that he'll be able to sell his paintings and he'll be able to go busking when he gets the guitar skill. I put a treadmill in here originally. That's just for his own personal exercise. So basically he's got everything he needs in this room and he can live from that until he can move out and get his own house and make it all fancy. Here I've just replaced the treadmill with a punch bag because it was smaller, it took up less space. I've put the bed behind that wall there just for some privacy. It is up where the door is, but because there's that wall in between the door and the bed, it's more private than if the bed was down at the other end of the room. And I've just put a little bookcase and I'll put a little chair in there as well, so it's a nice little area when you walk into the room. This is his private bathroom. I tried to make it, a little bit nice, but it's not super fancy or anything like that. In gameplay, that punch bag doesn't actually work, so I did just take it out completely. He can go jogging or whatever instead, or go to the gym even. So it's probably still in the screenshots, but after I went into gameplay I realised that you can't get around the room for some reason when it's sitting there, so I just moved that away. I liked that little entrance area. Felt it quite nice and homey, and it did just close up the space a little bit more. Tried putting curtains up, but I just didn't like how they were looking, so I ended up deciding they weren't necessary. Because they're really not anyways. In the top floor, it's not like people are going to be able to see in very well. We've moved down to the first floor, the middle apartment. This one was not designed with any sim in mind. I decided I would make it for a sim who was in the business career or something similar. Someone else who wasn't going to spend a whole lot of time at home, who was going to be working all the time and getting his skill up and whatnot. So that's why it's just pretty small, pretty plain. This is a smaller room than the one upstairs. So again, he's just got his computer, he'll have a dresser. I changed that side table into a dresser. He has a stereo, and he also actually has a little veranda or balcony out the back. So he has some outside space that the other two apartments don't have. So this is the last apartment we make. This is the underground apartment. This was made for a female sim, and as I continued making it, I wanted to use the door, the secret door with the bookshelf in it. So I decided that this sim would be a secret agent, that she would have a room in her apartment with her computer that's hidden away, so that should anybody visit her or go into her apartment, nobody knows that it's there, only her. Again, I just done that wee wall to separate the room off from the door. That's the bathroom into the right of the entranceway. I did make this room quite girly, quite personalised, especially compared to the one above it, where it was just blue and black and had really no personality in it at all. This one I tried to personalise quite a bit. I did download a sim off the gallery for this, and it turns out all her skills were maxed out by the creator, so I just gave her a job. She stays there. I don't really take care of the roommates as much as the sim that I moved in here from the gameplay I was doing. These pictures I put up there beside the computer, kind of with the idea that they were blueprints or something for some sort of mission that she was doing. I was just figuring out what I wanted to do with the roof, and there's the finished product right here. So that's the wall going right up the stairwell. I quite like the teal colour, broke everything up, put some bushes and trees round about. Here's the stairwell as you first go in, and you can see there's a back door right there, and the trash cans are out there. Here's the communal kitchen, dining area and living space. It's basic, but it's actually quite convenient and livable. Here is the underground apartment. As you can see out those windows over there, there's no view at all, but natural light does get in, so as long as you don't mind there's no view out the windows, then it's all good. And there's a little secret computer room with the blueprints, as I like to call them. Here is the bedroom on the first floor. Quite plain, quite dark actually. Not much to it really. And the bathroom for that apartment as well. And this is the entranceway to the top floor apartment. This is my favourite apartment for obviously the specific sim that I built the whole apartment block for. There's his living space, his sleeping space, and then his bathrooms into the right here. There's the floor plan of all the different levels. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye!